Good morning. We will get started just in a few minutes. That bang was my new baby boys. They like to be really noisy, so I'm gonna have to kick them out because I can't have you fighting and sneezing and being a nuisance while I'm trying to do this, okay? So play for now. That's all over. Do not eat the wires. Oh, it's over now. Come on. This is Throckmorton, and they're leaving. Goodbye, bitches. Can't trust Anna. Oh. Nope. Okay. I thought they'd be chill. I don't know why I thought they'd be chill. Okay, let's just finish setting this up. Good. And I'll wait just a few more minutes to see if we have anyone joining live. Like crooked. Boop. Just that's weird. I don't know how I'm trying to do this setup. There we go. Gorgeous. Perfect. All right. I'll give it one more minute. Go through the spiel, and then we do. This down. Okay, I don't believe anyone is joining live, which is fine. Hello to those watching later. Thank you for coming. Welcome to yoga with me. This is the last Saturday of the March gentle pranayama focus classes. There will be more in April, so be sure to ignore the meows. Be sure to stick around. Oh goodness. I'm gonna restart. Okay, hello guys, welcome to yoga. This is the last Saturday of the March series that I've been working on. It was the gentle and pranayama focused classes. There will be more classes in the month of April. Please stick around to the end of the video, and then I will have a kind of announcement and explanation of what's going on in April. Much better than I did last week. Okay. So, as always, this is a physical class, and even though it is on the gentler side, please listen to your body. If something feels good, great, go for it. If it doesn't, adjust, modify. Props are more than welcome. Child pose is more than welcome. If we're holding too long or moving too much, adjust and do what works best with your body. Again, I cannot see you, so I just provide as many modifications and guidance as I can. It's up to you to really listen to what's going on in your body and decide where you want to take it. These classes are what I call pay what you can. Any contributions are greatly appreciated, but of course not mandatory. You can find all the places to contribute if you so choose in the live chat option, or if you're watching this later, down here in the description. I do not play music while I do this because copyright, so I have my kind of chill Spotify playlist if you'd like to listen to it. Otherwise, put on your own jams. The Spotify playlist also in the live chat and below. I believe that's everything I have this morning. Let me just quickly check. Yep. All right. So let's start with pranayama. Our final kind of focus for the month should be not all that much of a surprise because we've been working on evening out our inhales and exhales, doing some retention work and all this whole month. So what's the breath? Well, it's ujjayi, which is the most common breath to do while practicing. Morning, Alexis. So with the ujjayi breath, I haven't queued it up in this particular class because we're not really moving and grooving a whole lot. I have halfway worked it with you guys with even inhales and exhales, but when you get into ujjayi breathing, that's when you really work on the throat constriction, which creates some heat in your body, and it also makes you very aware of your breath and making sure you're breathing properly. Yeah, so we're going to go through that. Now, when I say like constricting your throat, what does that mean? Like you hear people say that, all right, and now just like engage your throat muscles and do this breath, and you're just like, what? How's it different from regular breathing? Well, for ujjayi, it's the easiest way to describe how to kind of get what you need to have happening in the throat is act like you're fogging up a mirror. So go ahead and just inhale and then exhale and feel what's going on in the throat. That is what you're going to do, but you're not exhaling out the mouth. You're still inhaling and exhaling out the nose, but you're going to keep that feeling in the throat as you do both inhales and exhales. So before we start with that throat feeling, let's just get into our breath again to your count of 3 or 4, wherever you feel most comfortable. And you can sit however you like. I'm sitting in half lotus, cross-legged, sit on the heels, doesn't matter. And just take some wiggles. See where your body's at before we start breathing. All right. So go ahead and relax. Rest your hands wherever you like. And just start breathing as you normally do for a few rounds. Eyes can be open, soft gaze, closed. Just breathe as you normally do. Just take this moment and pay attention to your normal breath. Are your inhales shorter than your exhales? Is it the opposite? Is your nose a little clogged this morning? Are you breathing just in the chest or engaging the belly and then the chest? Good. Just take one more breath as you normally would. And we'll just start evening out our breath. We don't have to work the throat just yet. So inhale to your count of 3 or 4. And then exhale right out 3 or 4. Keep going, just evening out the inhales. And the exhales. No need for breath retention. Good. Take 2 more deep breaths just like this. Nice. Now start with that constriction in the throat. As you breathe like this, you'll notice that maybe your inhales and exhales are a breath or 2 longer. It's almost like you're sucking the air through a straw instead of your nice open thorax. You might also notice how more audible this breath is. Good. Keep breathing just like this. 5 more deep breaths. Two more. Last one all together. Good. Deep inhale. Exhale, sigh out, let go. Again. Last one. Good. Eyes are closed very slowly. Flutter them open and come back here. As we go through the practice today, I encourage you to work the ujjayi. Periodically, you don't have to do it the entire time. Just kind of check in and see how that feels, because when we get to next month's classes and we're moving and flowing more, we're holding poses for one breath. It's going to be easier when you know to have that breath working. But yes, on to the asana. So let's start in child's pose today. And any child's pose, any variation is more than welcome. Keep the knees together or apart with the big toes touching in the back. Walk those hands out in front of you as you lower the chest down towards the mat and the forehead. And just come back into the breath with even inhales and exhales. If you want to work the ujjayi, you may do so. Good. 3 more deep breaths here. last one. Good. Staying in the child's pose, just come up onto the fingertips and lift the chest. Then walk the hands over to the right side of the mat, taking a lateral stretch and settling back down. You can place the left hand on top of the right hand or the right wrist. You just want to get a little elevation and a little bit deeper stretch in the left side body. Then one more breath. With the left hand's on top of the right, take it off, come up on the fingertips as you inhale. And exhale, switch sides, come to the left side. Settle on down. Good, one more deep breath. Inhale, release across the hands, come up on the fingertips. Exhale, hands back to center. And take child's pose one last time. Inhale here. Exhale, side out. Again, inhale. Last one, inhale. Good. Use the next inhale, shift the hips forward, come up into tabletop. So wrists underneath shoulders, knees and hips in one nice line. Fingers spread wide, index fingers pointing towards the top of the mat. From here, just start swaying side to side, maybe take some circles. And go in the opposite direction. And returning to neutral tabletop. Take those fingertips pointed towards the outside edges of the mat. And then sway side to side. And keep doing that for a moment. Forgot my clock. Great, good. Keep the fingertips right where they are, just come back to center. And from here, shift the hips back. Move with the breath, inhale, come forward. Exhale, shift it back, keeping those hands planted, just getting a slightly different stretch of the wrist. Good, one more time. Inhale, come back forward. Exhale, point those fingertips towards the top of the mat. Thread the needle, keep the right hand planted onto the mat. And as you inhale, sweep that left arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, thread it underneath the right. Left shoulder to the mat. Right hand can stay where it is. Or you walk towards the top of the mat. Maybe you stack shoulder, elbow, wrist up to the ceiling. Or you take that right hand towards left hip crease. Breathe here. Stay for two more. Good. Inhale, return that right hand beside your face. Exhale here. Use the next inhale, press into the right hand, sweep the left arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring it down. Switching sides, left hand stays planted. Inhale, sweep that right arm up. Exhale, go ahead, thread the needle. Whatever you did with the right hand, be sure to mimic it with the left. Two more deep breaths. Good. Inhale, return that left hand back side to face. And exhale, stay here. Inhale, press into the left arm, sweep the right arm up. Exhale, back to tabletop. Finishing off with some cat-cows here. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the crown head. Exhale, tuck the tailbone around the shoulders, tuck the chin. Move here at your own pace with your breath. Two more. Last one. Good. Inhale back to neutral tabletop. And exhale, just stay here. Maybe sway the hips side to side. Alright. So we're going to come down onto our stomachs, taking some very gentle back bending, heart opening this morning. So we're going to come down through knees, chest, chin. So keeping yourself in your tabletop position, you can just slightly shift your shoulders past the wrists, bend into the elbows as you lower the belly down and the chin. And extend the legs long and rest the arms to the sides. And start by turning your head on whichever cheek you feel most comfortable. And just take this moment to feel fully supported by the earth. Really try and hold no tension in any of your body or your limbs. You're fully supported, you're grounded here, you're not going anywhere. So come into your breath and try and relax for a moment. Good. Two more deep breaths. If you hear banging, I apologize. That's my cats. Good. After that last exhale, let's go ahead and bring the forehead to the mat. Plant the hands just to be beside your ribs with the fingertips pointing towards the top of the mat. We're going to start with some cobra rolls. So for this, when I cue us, we're just going to inhale, press into the hands and roll our chest and head off the mat, maybe an inch or two. It doesn't have to be very high at all. And then use the exhale to roll yourself back down. And just like the cat cows, you're going to move with your breath. I encourage you to roll up as high as you feel comfortable. So I'm not saying going to like an upward facing dog. Try and keep it pretty low, but keep it to something that's still going to give you a little bit of a challenge. Good. So coming all together, pull the shoulders away from the ears, hands are planted right beside those ribs. And then I use the inhale, lift up. And then exhale, melt down. But move through with your breath. Just begin opening up the back and the chest. Maybe lift the fingertips. Try and keep the tops of the feet planted on the mat. Don't let them kind of wiggle off and roll. Take this as slow as you like. Two more times. Last one. Good, coming down. Turn your cheek to the opposite side. Release the hands to the sides. Good. Just one breath here. Nice. So from here, you're going to bring your arms out to the teeth. Actually, I lied. Bring them to cactus. So bend into the elbows here. I'd like you all to bring your gaze towards your left fingertips. So you might not be facing me, but just follow along. I'll cue it. You've got this. So from here with your cactus arm on the left, just come up onto the left fingertips. And now straighten the right arm out from the shoulder socket. So you have like this funky lifted cactus arm with the left arm, and then your right arm is all the way out towards the right side. From here, let's bend into the left leg. We're going to inhale here. And then exhale, we're going to lift that left leg and cross it over the right as we roll onto that right shoulder. You can stay up on those left fingertips and gently kind of press into the earth to press the right shoulder down a little bit more. Or you can just use it to support yourself here. The left foot can stay up or maybe it's just down on the floor. Good. Stay here 2 more deep breaths. Last one. Good. Inhale here. And then exhale, go ahead, roll back onto the stomach. Extend that left leg long. Extend the left arm out. Then bring both arms to the sides. Use your next inhale if your gaze, well, it was over to the left. Let's bring it over to the right side now. We'll take 1 full breath here and then we'll switch. Good. So let's go ahead and bring our arms into our cactus shape, bending the elbows. Again, we're gazing towards the right, so we see our right fingertips. Let's go ahead and come up onto them, lifting that right elbow up off the mat. This time we extend the left arm, all the way out towards the left side, out from the shoulder socket. Getting ready to do this shoulder stretch on our opposite side here. So inhale, go ahead, bend into the right leg. And then exhale, cross that right leg over to the left as you roll onto the left hip and the left shoulder. Good. 2 more deep breaths. And stay here for the inhale. Now exhale, roll back onto the stomach. Extend the right leg long, right arm out. Inhale here. Exhale, just bring the arms to the sides. And kind of let your body go and melt into the mat. Another one, inhale here. Exhale, sigh out, let go. Good. Working our chest and our heart a little bit more. Let's come into Sphinx pose. So you can bring those hands by your ribs and then walk the forearms forward as you lift your chest up off the mat. For Sphinx pose, you want to keep your arms about hand to elbow distance. You want your fingertips spread wide and flank it with the index fingers pointed towards the top of the mat. And if you're feeling open and comfortable, elbows underneath the shoulders. You don't want to just kind of slouch into the shoulders here. You really want to press and engage, lift yourself up, feel the pelvis and the pubic bone kind of press into the floor, top of the feet also pressing. Now, if this feels really intense, you can go ahead and wiggle those elbows out a little further in front of you. They don't have to have perfect alignment as you're kind of getting comfortable, but just know you do want to work them here. And if you want something a little bit more restorative, if you have a block, pillow, blanket, you can just prop it right underneath your chest, and that'll give you a little bit more support so you're not just holding yourself up here. Good, gazing straight ahead. Maybe close the eyes if it feels good, and come into that breath again. Remember to try and keep the shoulders away from the ears. But 3 more deep breaths here. Yeah, if it feels a little tight, go ahead, adjust, modify. Don't cause too much tension or pressure for yourself. It's okay. Last breath. Good. So we're going to do one of my little kind of favorite sequences, but just a little bit slower. To get ourselves onto our back, we're going to come through half rock. So kind of staying in our Sphinx pose. We're going to take the right leg and roll it to the inside of the thighs, touching the mat, and then bend the knee as we bring the knee up towards the right side. I'm actually going to come out of Sphinx pose for a little bit and actually take opposite hand to opposite elbow just because my back feels a little bit tight. So there you go. Even teachers have to adjust and modify. So for this half frog pose, your knee is bent at 90-degree angle. You can also kind of flex the foot too if it feels good. You can stay in your Sphinx pose or again, maybe modify, adjust. And just kind of focus on feeling that right hip open up here. Take 3 breaths here. Good, one more. Next, so how are we getting on our backs from here? Well, I'll show you. We're going to go through a thread the needle, which is why I had us do that earlier. So let's start by just taking the right hand, placing it towards the top of the mat, and up on those fingertips. And then since our left arm is already kind of parallel, just go ahead and slide that under the right, bringing that left shoulder to the mat. Good, and you can keep the right arm extended here if you want to get a little bit of a different stretch, or if it feels maybe better, just stack the right hand on top of the left. Stay here for 3 breaths. That last one, and then we're going to come into our supine twist. Great. So from here, as you inhale, bring that right arm up to the ceiling. You can roll a little bit more on that left hip. Keep the right knee towards the left side. And then exhale, just drop the right arm down to the right side. So you're in your twist. Again, the right knee is still bent about 90 degrees. It might be on the mat, it might be up. And if you have your props, go ahead and use them. You can support that right knee. And if you need to wiggle, try to get more comfortable on that left hip and leg, feel free. Arms are out to a T. Inhale here as you look up to the ceiling. And then exhale, bring your gaze over towards the right side. Coming into our full twist. Three breaths. Last one. Good. So inhale, let's bring the gaze back up to the ceiling. Exhale here. Inhale here. And now exhale, roll all the way onto the back and hug that right knee in towards the chest. You might kind of wiggle off the mat a little bit, and that's okay. You can just wiggle yourself back up. So the left leg is extended long. We're hugging the right knee into the chest. Breathing here, maybe take some circles with the right ankle. Got one more deep breath. Inhale. And now exhale, bring that right knee over towards the right side. You might only move it an inch or two, but just to the outside of the right ribs. And making space, seeing how your hip feels. One breath. And now we come into half happy baby. So the right hand reaches for the right outside of the right foot. We bring that right knee towards the right armpit, and we keep the knee bent. Now this might feel a little strange with the left leg extended, so if it feels better, you can bend into the left knee, plant the left foot near the glute, and then focus a little bit more on getting that right knee kind of down towards the mat on the right side, or just towards the armpit, wherever your head feels most comfortable. One more deep breath. And let's come into full happy baby. So go ahead, bend that left knee towards the chest, reach towards the left foot, open that left leg, left knee towards armpit, or even down to the floor. 2 breaths in full happy baby. Good, and we now go half happy baby on the left side. So keep the left leg just as it is. You can just bend the right knee, plant that right foot in front of the glute, or if you had the leg extended long on the other side, do it here. And breathe. 3 breaths. Last one. If the right leg is bent, go ahead and extend it onto the floor. You can come out of the half happy baby, but still keep that left knee just to the outside of the left ribs as you have that knee hugged in towards the chest. Good. Let's go ahead and center that knee on in, so no longer to the outside of the ribs. Stay here and breathe. Maybe take those circles with the left hand. Right, so we're going to work our way back onto our stomach if you haven't figured it out by now by doing what we did on the right side, on the left in the opposite direction. So we're going to actually start with our supine twist here. So take the right hand to the outside of the left knee. Inhale. And then exhale, cross that left leg across the body towards the right side. You can bring both arms out to T. Gaze towards those left fingertips. Again, if you need the prop to prop up the left knee on the right side, go ahead. Switch. Just, yes. Stay here for 2 more deep breaths. Good. We're going to come back through to the thread the needle. So as you inhale now, bring the left arm up to the ceiling. And then exhale, go ahead, place it on top of the right arm. As you begin to roll a little bit more onto that right hip, the left knee should come down towards the mat and be at that 90-degree angle bend. Head can rest where it is, or if before you had the right fingertips towards the top of the mat, getting that extra stretch, go ahead and do that with the left. Stay here for 3. Last one. Good. Keeping now, moving those left fingertips to the top of the mat. If they're not already, go ahead and press into them so you can lift the chest. And roll all the way onto the stomach. Planting the hands in the Sphinx and allowing that left knee to go over towards the left side. Maybe wiggle yourself back onto the mat. Right leg is extended long. Again, Sphinx arms, or again, just take opposite hand, opposite elbow. 3 breaths here. Good. Very slowly slide that left leg back. Go ahead, bring the arms back to Sphinx if they're not already. Take 1 deep breath in. Here, really press, lift, make this the best. And then exhale, melt yourself down, slide the arms back, turn your head on your favorite cheek. Take a moment and relax on the exhale. Good. Great. So we got just one more kind of heart opening back bend here as we're situated on the floor. That's going to be bow pose. So from here, let's bring our forehead down to the mat. Bend into the knees. Reach the hands towards the ankles or the feet. Use the next inhale. Lift the chest up off the mat. You don't have to kick into the hands just yet if it doesn't feel good. Breathe here, control the breath. Maybe incorporate the ujjayi so you can focus on something other than this stretch. If you feel comfortable, use the next inhale. Maybe now kick into those hands. Maybe the knees come off the mat a little bit. It's been a while since I've done this pose, and that's all right. 2 more breaths. You can do this. Last inhale. Exhale, lower yourself on down. Release the hands and the feet. Rest the arms to the sides. Maybe make a little pillow for your forehead. Take this moment. Your windshield wipe the knees side to side. Release any tension or pressure and roll back. Go ahead, extend those legs long. We're going to plant our hands back by our ribs as we press into them and send ourselves up towards the table and then sit on top of our heels. Nice. So from here, we're just going to do a little bit more hip work with going through half hero pose. So if hero pose is in your repertoire, great. I'm going to break it down as I always do. I like to have a block for this because hero pose can be a little intense. So the basis of hero's pose is that you actually are sitting on the inside of your feet and your feet are towards the outside of the hips. Now this is simple for me, not simple for everyone. So if you have a block, you can sit yourself up. You'll find that there's a lot more space when you're elevated to have your feet to the outside of your hips here. If you don't need the block, great. Go ahead and sit down. But we're going to actually just start with the right leg. So I'm going to be up on my little prop. If you're not on the prop, again, start with the right leg in hero pose. So just sit yourself up, wiggle that ankle out, come down, and then extend the left leg long. I mean, you can't really see the block, my foot's in the way, but you get the point here. So from here, we're going to do a little bit of heart opening and a fold as well. So if you're on the block, you won't be able to come kind of all the way back for the heart opening part, but that's all right. You just do what you can do here. So we're going to take our fingertips and plant them behind us. They're pointing towards the top of the mat. We're going to inhale, lift the chest, lift the gaze up to the ceiling. And then exhale, if you don't have the block, maybe you come down onto the forearms. Good, keeping the gaze up. If you're on the block and obviously you can't get to the forearms, that's all right. Just keep those fingertips back and keep the chest lifted and the gaze up. Good. Wherever you are, stay for 3 more deep breaths. Very last one. Nice. It's the inhale. Press into those fingertips to the forearms and begin to sit yourself all the way up. Exhale here. We're just going to take 2 breaths here before we fold because we don't want to put our spine into shock or be like, what's going on? So inhale. One more. Good. Inhale, lift the chest, crown of the head. And now exhale, walk those hands down the left leg. I'm going to do a little bit of a fold. You don't have to go very far at all. You can see where I am. Just make sure your back is nice and straight and you don't round the shoulders. Good. One more deep breath. Nice. Just next inhale, walk yourself back up. Exhale here. Good. We're going to switch sides. So if you're already on the floor and you don't have a block, it might be easier just to slide that right leg on out and extend it long. If you're on the block, bring the left leg in and then switch. So, for those that are on the floor with me, you just bend that left knee, swing it around so it's to the outside of the hip. Those that are up on the block, the right foot out, kind of the same thing. Just slide the right foot forward, and then slide this left foot over here. Awesome. And we're here. You might notice a little bit difference in your sides, just like all poses when you switch left and right leg. So know that the non-perfect symmetry is totally fine. It might be a little bit easier if you kind of move your thigh meat out of the way. Right, so we're going to start with that little bit of heart opening here. So take those fingertips, plant them right behind your left foot. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the crown of the head. Exhale, stay here, nice and lifted. Or if you have the option to come down onto the forearms, feel free to do so. Keeping the gaze up towards the ceiling. Block people just as before, or to people that don't want to go into the forearms, just stay propped up on those fingertips. Keep the chest nice and lifted. One more deep breath. Next, inhale, just bring yourself up to center. Exhale here. We stay here for 2 breaths before we come into the fold. So just check in, see how the left leg feels, see how the right foot feels when you point flex that right toe. Good. Use this inhale now, lift the chest, lift the front of the head. Exhale, walk those hands down the right leg. And this is as much as I'm folding today, and that's totally okay. Good. 2 more deep breaths. All right. And now that we've worked both sides, maybe we can handle full hero pose. So to come into full hero pose, keep the left leg where it is, and just very slowly, even on the floor, just like to lift my hips, kind of roll into that left ankle so I can work that right leg back around and sit on down. A lot of people, if you're already up, you already have that lift, so just swing that right leg around, bend into the knee, perfect. Again, our heels are to the outsides of the hips. Let me just finish off this with one more little bit of heart opening. So getting yourself nice and comfy here. For full hero pose, whether you're on the block or not, the knees are not actually together. They're about hips distance, about 2 fists apart. And as we go back, if you notice your knees want to open up, just kind of engage them like you're trying to squeeze them together like we do in bridge pose, but they don't actually touch. Nice. So again, take those fingertips behind you. Inhale, lift the chest with the crown of the head. Exhale, stay here, lift it, or work your way onto the forearms. And if you're really feeling open now that we've done all of that, even lay yourself all the way on down. Wherever you are, you're doing great. Take 3 full, slow, deep breaths. Last one. Great. If you're all the way down or on the forearms, all the way down, make your way onto your forearms. I just press my hand into the feet so I can wiggle my elbows in. And then we'll all use our inhale to sit ourselves all the way back up. Exhale here. Nice. That's actually pretty challenging. Again, I feel comfortable in this, but I know it's challenging for other people. And even though I usually feel comfortable, it's a little intense today. But that's fine. We work through it. Yay. So let's just actually come back to sitting on our heels. So you can move the block out of the way if you've been using a block or a pillow. And those that were on the floor, just let the hips sit on down. Nice. Let's just do a little bit more lateral stretching here. So inhale, lift the arms up, gaze up at the ceiling. Exhale, drop the right hand to the outside of the right hip. Bring that left arm overhead. And walk those right fingertips out. You can kind of keep it pretty close to the hip. Just kind of play here. Maybe even push out that left hip a little bit, kind of exaggerate the shape. Inhale, let's come up to center. Exhale, switch sides. Last breath. Inhale, let's return up to center. Exhale, we're going to twist right hand outside the left leg, left arm behind you. Inhale here, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist, look over that left shoulder. Stay here and breathe. Good. One more breath. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, switch sides, dropping left hand to right knee, right arm behind you. Inhale here, lengthen the spine, prepare. Exhale, twist, look over the right shoulder. One more breath. Inhale, sweep the palms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's take our feet out from underneath of us, sweeping them in front of us long onto the mat. Finishing off with a forward fold. We have done some work with our hamstrings and hips, but they still feel a little tight. You don't want it all the way down. Gentle bend is fine. You can use a prop blanket, slide it underneath the knees. Let's inhale, sweep those palms up, look up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Walk yourself on down. This is my fold today. This is what I'm capable of, and this is fun. Doesn't really matter how deep you go, where your hands land, just as long as you're feeling something and it feels relatively good. Mild discomfort is okay. You don't want pain. Let's stay here, 2 more deep breaths, no rounding in those shoulders. Let's inhale, walk those hands up, just lift the chest. Exhale here. Good. Let's take Padasana, butterfly pose. Go ahead, slide the heels together as the knees go wide and open up towards the sides. If you like, you can kind of use your forearms to encourage the knees to go down closer to the mat, or take your props, make it a little bit more restorative, support those knees. Inhale here, lift the chest, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, maybe take it into a fold. Again, flat back. Only go as far as you can. It doesn't have to be very deep at all. Or if the fold doesn't stay good, just work on having that nice tall spine. Maybe even massage out your feet while you're here. Show them some love, which you can do from the fold as well. Just avoid those shoulders rounding. Good. 2 more deep breaths. Nice. If you fold it, use the next inhale, sit yourself up. Exhale here. Nice. Inhale, bring the knees up, plant those feet. Exhale, lower yourself down onto the mat. From here, extend the legs long. And just like we started, just like we did just a little bit ago, finishing off with some lateral stretches with banana pose. So from here, move that right ankle over towards the right side of the mat, and then cross the left foot on top of it. We're going to make a C shape towards the right side. So you can start, I like to interlace the fingers behind my head. Inhale here. And then exhale, drop that right shoulder, elbow toward the right side. And then if it feels good, you keep the fingers interlaced, but remove them from behind the head and extend them. If that feels funky, just take the right hand towards left wrist. One more deep breath. Nice. Starting with the hands, go ahead, bring them back behind the head. Inhale here. Exhale, bring them back to center. Take the legs and just uncross them. Straighten them long onto the mat. Inhale, just extend the arms overhead. Full body stretch, create tension in the body. Exhale, release the muscle groups, melt into the mat. Take those hands back behind the head as we move on to the left side. I'm wiggling so I don't knock over my water. So left ankle towards the left side of the mat. Right ankle comes across, stacks on top. The hands behind the head, inhale here. Then exhale, dip that left elbow towards the left side. Keeping the hands behind the head if you like. Or taking that interlace and extending the arms overhead and then slightly towards the left side. Again, left hand can meet the right wrist as well. Good. One more deep breath. Starting with the hands, go ahead and release them back behind the head. Inhale. Exhale, bring the shoulders back to center. Go ahead, extend those legs long. Extend the arms long overhead. One more full body stretch. Use the inhale. Create tension. Tighten every muscle group that you can. Exhale, release everything. Melt into the mat. Allow the arms to go wide, taking up as much space as you like. Wiggling out those legs, allowing the feet to kind of hang. Releasing the breath. Flutter your eyes closed. And settle into Shavasana. And as you begin to return from your meditative state, take some gentle movements with your fingers and with your toes to bring awareness back into this body, back into this space. Slowly as you like, you can bring yourself into a tiny ball, hugging the knees to the chest, and then rolling onto whichever side you so choose to this morning. And just take this moment here to honor yourself and the practice that you've had today and all the transformation that has occurred within your mind, within your body, and within your soul. As slowly as you like, you can come up into a comfortable seated position, keeping the eyes closed, bringing the hands to heart center. We'll close out today's practice with one Om, inhaling all together. Thank you so much for practicing and moving with me this morning. And this isn't practice as well. Forget, buddy. Yes, so April announcement. Just pull up my information here. I'm better prepared this time. Ooh. Oh, there we go. Cool. All right. Hello, friends. So, month of April, Saturday classes will be same time, doing kind of the same thing, but different. Saturday's classes are going to be called Earth Yoga because I am in partnership with ACOA's Earth Month Festival. So instead of an Earth Day festival, which is, usually a really awesome festival they have on like Sundays in April, there is now a virtual Earth Month because we all still can't get together. So I will add the link to their website. There's month-long activities and live streams and classes and all sorts of things that you can check out relating to, not towards. I knew I'd still mess this up. Relating to Earth Day, the environment, and just, doing good things to help the Earth be better. Earth Yoga, as I was getting to, same time, same place. Same style, maybe a little bit more of vinyasa flowing, but still completely suitable for all beginners, all ages. I will always offer different, modifications, props. That's all welcome. Before the classes start, though, I'm going to cover some different topics such as sustainability, energy conservation, just a few different topics. So if you attend live, it'll be fun to have a little bit of a discussion, but I'll cover some topics and then how they can relate to a yoga practice. So it'll be a little bit informational and fun, but yep, that'll just be kind of what I've been doing this month, but next month. So I will, yes, when this live video is done, attach the info. I'll have my Facebook page, event pages up, so that way you remember that the classes are on Saturdays. And if you want to check out any of the other types of projects and virtual classes that are happening throughout Earth Month, that link will be down there. But yeah, that's what I got going on next month. Should be a pretty good time. More degrees. But yes, so that was today's class. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about it, feel free to comment on the video. You can message me privately here, Facebook, Instagram. I will get back to you. But yeah, that was today's class. Thank you for those that have joined and said hello. Hello again, Alexis. Thank you. Can't wait for next month and all of the Earth Month festivities. And yeah, I wish you all the best Saturday or Sunday or whatever day you choose to watch this video. And I hope you have a wonderful day. We're going to say goodbye now. Bye.